and welcome. Now let's look at the art in this verse, Footprints on Water's Free. There are two pictures here. One is of not paper, sorry, it's an aeroplane with New York City below it. And the other one is a canvas with acrylic paints on it. Now let's look at the art in this verse. This is, in this apparent story, the entire story unfolds in the flight. So I painted this aeroplane with New York City because that flight takes off from New York to Heathrow. Now, I made a paper plane in this case, kept it in front of me, drew it out, and then, sorry, and this is how I did it. And because it's of an immigrant who moves from India to the UK, so I painted these apparent symbols of India, you could say, and London, because it moves to London. So this is the Golden Temple, the tiger. It's a plate of food with puri and potato curry. This is the Taj Mahal, the dance, and of course the Indian flag. Then we've got the UK flag, and we've got the Gherkin, which is a building in London, the Tower Bridge, the Teapot and Tea and Biscuit, and Big Ben, St. Paul's Cathedral, and London Eye. Now for this, what I did was I made a paper plane, kept it in front of me, drew this. For the illusion, of course, this was just the angle to show that it's like an aeroplane down. And this is New York City. The colors I used in this were these Cotman's Winsor & Newton Colvins Plus tubes, and also these Winsor & Newton tubs. They got amazing color, especially for Britain. I needed those. For London, I needed those light colors, so I used it. I drew all this in mechanical pencil, the sharp mechanical pencil, because it was miniature. I had to apparently repeat this painting 17 times because I wasn't getting the angle of the aeroplane and the city properly. But it was not a repetition. It seemed more alive and new, though apparent frustration did arise when the angle didn't seem to work out. Um, Now for the colors. Now I'll just show you a few things. In this, I used watercolors, as I mentioned before, and I used a lot of ink. If you can see the golden ink here, then we got gold ink here as well, because silver ink on the gherkin. And this Taj Mahal was done in gouache. I used a white designer's gouache and purple color to paint the Taj Mahal. And for the inks, now I used different color inks in this, because if you see the gold, I don't know if it can be seen clearly, but the gold in the teapot is very different from the gold in the Golden Temple. Now this is because when apparently the sun shines, the sunlight shines on apparent objects, the apparent timing of the day matters a lot, because in the morning the gold seems quite different from what it appears in the afternoon and what it appears in the evening. And not only that, even seasons. For instance, the sun shine on falling on objects in spring seems more lemony, whereas in autumn it seems more deep gold, and in summer it seems more orangey. That's because the colors of the earth, it seems to reflect those colors. So the gold inks that are used at even the time of the day and the season has to be different. So you can, and like in winters it'll be more mellow because there is more gray skies, you could say, and in summers it'll be more brighter. So, and luckily we have an amazing collection of gold colors. For this particular one, which ones I used, I'll show you. This was one bell bronze color, which is Daleron Rowney pearl scent. I used this bell bronze color. Then for the Golden Temple, I also use Mazuma gold. Mazuma gold is very good if you want to do um, anything very bright, where the equator, you say, if you want to pay something near the equator, especially like India or Africa, where the gold usage of gold is a lot, Mazuma gold works very well. Then of course I had autumn gold as well in this ink, and I used Liquitex iridescent ink. Then I used brilliant yellow and brilliant yellow and Van Gogh yellow and Indian yellow. They work very well if you want to paint anything about India, because those are the colors of the earth and the colors which normally are the dyes that are available, you could say, in that place. And of course, this is autumn gold again. And this was the silver color which I used Liquitex in this particular one for the gherkin and the London Eye. And you could see this was done by pencil, of course. If you see the London Eye, this was done by pencil. And of course, I did not use a magnifying glass at that time, and was told off as well. That's why there was apparent repetition. The brushes I for the miniature work I used were these. This is one of my favorite brushes. This one and this one. This is a Cornelissen. You could see the Cornelissen one. It's 10 by 0. Look, if you can have a look. It's so thin. Literally, it has two strands. And this one. This is a natural squirrel brush. I was very lucky to be It was gifted to be my teacher Ajay Sharma, who taught me miniature art, and I use these Pro Arte brushes as well. I'll show you if you can see the Pro Arte brushes. I don't know if you can see them. Anyway, these are the Pro Art. Here it is. Yeah, Pro Arte brushes. They're really nice. So these were the materials used in them, and of course the angles and this. The other painting which is there in this verse is of three parrots, because there's a reference to parrots coming home in that. In this one, I used a canvas, acrylic paints, and ink again. If you can see, this is the original work. There are three parrots. Again, for the green, I used grass green by this one, acrylic reefs. I used sap green, and I used Winsor and Newton cadmium yellow. I mixed a little bit of cadmium and I used a little bit of lemon yellow as well, because of the sun shining. See, if you see, it's a dense tree, and even the golds used were separate, because as to apparently how the sun shines on the three parrots, those were the golden colors I used. So you got almost bell bronze here, and because it's a bit dark, and there's of course one female and two males. And this red is also ink which I used, and this is silver, of course, silver ink, red ink. And this was brown walnut ink which I had shown you last time. I keep it packed like this because it helps so that it does not dry. This is the Cornelissen brown ink. So I used inks and acrylics on the parrot painting. So this is how the art came about. So if you see the hues, the reflection of sunlight on apparent objects, see, then you can apparently decide the goal. Next time, in one of the later paintings, I'll show you how I used other goals as well. I think it's a long video now. Thank you so much, and see you next time.